Greetings and welcome to another episode of Ballchat podcast. I am your host, Junior. We're joined live with my sister. Come on, what's going on?
I am here. I am here. After 2 days full of football, I am here ready to talk about the games that we watched this weekend.
But you don't sound too happy, but we'll talk about that still. But something don't sound right. Something don't sound right. We don't know. But
Hey, you see, I don't have on my jersey. I was going to wear my jersey, but I'm not wearing it. I
but
am in a state of,
you see the blue
oh,
I'm
you know,
wearing
wear
though.
your own either.
I am wearing Chelsea blue.
I am in mourning.
But big up to Benton. Benton is on assignment, people. So with Benton might be joining us a little later on. But it's all about a thing called Ball Chat Podcast, talking about everything world football. And we kick off the show with Ballers and Bugs. Ballers highlighting your best player of the week, and Bugs highlighting the player that are organized. They're just something we just want to get a bug to. So come on, we'll kick it off now. Who you have for your ball of the week?
I have a couple ballers. So I have to start off with our Jamaican Leon Bailey. Not only did Leon Bailey have a wonderful game today, let us give it to him. A wonderful game today. Under the new coach, get a start play him as a winger. So he had an assist and a goal. I mean, not he had. I think he had a part in three of the four goals. Yes, it's only Brentford, but you can only play who in front of you. And what I was especially pleased about was last week he had a not so good game. The fans, they were booing, they were killing him on social media. For this week, for him to pick his head up and go out there and have a man of the match kind of performance was really good. So he gets my first baller. Lewandowski gets my baller. This old man keeps scoring wherever he goes. So now he has 17 goals in 15 games. So you have to give it up to him. Dembele, who we worry about when he's on his own and he looks as if he's not interested in playing football anymore. He had a hat trick of assists and a goal today in a 4-0 drubbing of Athletic Bilbao. I mean, listen, it looked like Barcelona warming up for Europa Cup, Europa League. So, him get my ballers. So Lewandowski, Bailey, and Dembele are my three ballers this week.
All right. So my ball of the week, surprisingly, is going to go to Fred. One of my ballers. He had a horrible game against Newcastle, right? But he followed up with a pretty good game against Chelsea, and I like how well he came on, but I like how Fred seemed to be looking comfortable beside Casemiro. And I know this is a stretch, come on. I know it's a stretch. I've tried my best to find some compliment five. I mean, he scored a goal in a midweek, but it just Fred is a symbol of perseverance. So every young child out there, it is not too late for you to be great. Just look at Fred. Also,
Well,
body.
no, Jonah, the bar is underground. The bar is underground. Anybody can step over it. Wait, Benton to let him in. Let in Benton.
What was
The
it?
bar is underground. If Fred, you say about Fred and you put Fred and great in the same sentence, naga lawyer, cause
I,
as
I,
me
I
see me in
don't
the morning.
I don't see Benton requesting admission. So we'll see what Benton
Benton
says.
to let me in, please. In phone must be dead.
If Ford really, really dead. Oh, see, but no. All right, hold on.
Hmm.
Let me let him Benton. There are people you might see the videos go a little bit crazy in a second. Don't worry about it. Um, we'll let him Benton.
Manners, evening.
All right, Benton, hold on. Cause my ball of the week is Fred so far. And because I say Fred is the picture of perseverance. That is what me say for my ball of the week. So Benton, before you club clot it, just hold on a second. My other ball of the week is Khadija Body Shaw for scoring a brace. Let me tell you something. We beat her. B was saying, we beat her at this. I beat her at when all the rumors were going around about who run Jamaican women football, and who are get coach fired, and who are write letter. But yo, class is class. And Khadija Bonisha is opening the doors for a lot of female footballers from our region, not only Jamaica, but from the CONCACAF region. Because of Khadija Bonisha, people are saying not only Canada and the USA is producing female footballers out of CONCACAF. Hats off to Khadija Bonisha, real baller of the week. I'm going to give one more baller of the week to Mona on the link. Make sure on the link up Bullet and tell him so the brother would just stop bad minding on the show is giving him a ball of the week for having Mona being undefeated in the Manning Cup. So those are my ballers. Fred for the low bar, Khadija Bodisha, and Bullet and Mona. Benton, who is your ball of the week?
My mothers and respect. I only have 10% battery life. I'm on the road, so I'm just gonna run out my ballers and hopefully bugs before my phone die. Our ballers, we want to start off with Federico Santiago Valverde, the Pitat, aka the man himself at Real Madrid, scored another goal this week. Again, real baller. Baller of the week to Federico Valverde. Big up you, Fede Valverde. Baller of the week to the one and only Linda Castedo, the next general in the business, U17 baller out of Colombia. Why? Watch and learn, come on, baller. Linda Castedo is a general. Baller of the week to one and only Vicky Lopez, U17, Nigerian mother, Spanish father, but Spain general. Big up to Vicky Lopez, who scored the winner against Japan in the U17 World Cup. And a big up ball of the week to the Nigerian women's U17 team to beat the big bad Uncle Sam and book their place to the U17 semi-final. So, ballers of the week, Federico Valverde, Fede Valverde, Real Madrid general, Linda Castedo, the next biggest thing since sliced bread, Vicky Lopez, and the one and only Nigeria's U17 women's team for beating the US and they went to the semi-final of the women's U17 World Cup. Over.
All right, big up Benton with what we call it a myriad of ballers. Now let's go to the bug of the week. Come on, who is your bug of the week? That name Cristiano Ronaldo.
Listen, I not this runner up goat. I go leave runner up goat. You know, cause if you want to come at Chelsea, we will take him because my side is like, we never know. But I forgive it up to Liverpool. I don't know if we are expecting too much from a tired, beat out Liverpool. They didn't freshen up their squad when Mane left. No Jota is injured. I just don't know if Liverpool have the gums to move forward. I just think that they need to move away from Henderson and Milner and just bring in two nice, fresh general who can strengthen the midfield. Liverpool just look tired, out of ideas, and to lose to a Nottingham Forest, but for the entire season, Robin Hood was not by their side, and they got beaten by them. So and it was even like I wouldn't say they got outplayed, but at the end of the day, the results are the results. So Liverpool for me, because we expected that they would beat the brakes off Nottingham Forest, not that way. Chelsea, of course, I don't think my team is a top two team. The first half of this season. I think we may need to go out there and get some players who can push us over the edge. You hear me talk about how underwhelming I think the signing of Raheem Sterling is. Jamaicans don't near me, but I have never been that great a fan of Raheem. Yes, I mean he's a good player, but I don't know if Raheem will be his best self at Chelsea. For Fana, him injured him out. Whew, mercies. The curly ear brother, you would think that Potter could get the best out of him because they're coming from the same club. But I'm just not seeing it. So for me, I think Chelsea was lucky that we got that penalty. We did not sniff goal. We had no opportunity. And I think Manu they weren't as good either. I think it was like a pure game. But they should have beaten us because they were the better of the two teams on the day. Do not see your face, but your side never better than Chelsea by a lot, and Chelsea was bad. So I think the equalizer was well deserved. Somebody messaged me at him about, oh, if it was Mendy, him would have saved it. If I did Mendy with the under three, stop it. Would have probably under three if it was Mendy. So for me, Liverpool, Chelsea, and Wolves. Wolves got their bus beaten today by Leicester. So I think Brendan Rodgers' job is safe. But not only that, too, it is an important part of the season, and you are out there looking for for coaches. And it tells you something when you call coaches and they tell you no, thank you. So Steven Gerrard is on the market. You may need to go and draft for CVG, Big Sam, if you need to get Big Sam from wherever it is to come because he always save people. So Liverpool, Chelsea, Wolves, those are my bugs.
Benton, did Cabo leave any bugs for you? Benton?
Yeah, sorry. Yeah, man, then no, you always have bugs. You always have a whole heap of bugs. But before I give my bugs, brother, don't forget to big up the big bad blue team, the country school, the man in school. Big up man in school, ball of the week, brother, continuing the running into hopefully winning a Doncaster Cup. If not, when? No. Go on, Mannings, keep doing the thing. All right, bugs. Yo, Antonio Conte, the brother there is a scammer. He is a scammer. I mean, how much money did they spend in the off season? He got his players in, and Spurs is a bug side. The midfield, even with Bissouma, Benton Court, how you get player off the field by Newcastle? So you tell me Eddie Howe is a better coach than Antonio Conte? Antonio Conte is a bug of the week, brother. And I think Antonio Conte is probably going to show him true colors and run left the Spurs job soon as Juventus come calling. Bug of the week also for Xavi Hernandez, the coach of Football Club Barcelona. What's going on with Ansu Fati? Why Ansu Fati can't start in the ball game? Why Ansu Fati are rubbish? Yeah. Bug of the week for Xavi Hernandez. Fati needs to play more along with Frank Kessie. I would say something else, but me just I go hold my corner. Those are my bugs, brother.
Because the results are positive. So you cost the coach about.
Why?
Yeah. Results are positive while Ansu Fati, the future of Football Club Barcelona, can't get time. The man who was a 10 and Frank Kessie are playing
And
back
I
up
don't
to some of
even
the
know.
idiot.
I don't even know why you're so passionate about Barcelona. You're not even a fan. You are on the fence.
I am not, but I'm calling it the way it is.
Well,
I'm bug of the week to all Craig Butler here.
Information in the day.
Benton is showing that with him 9% of energy leave. But my bug of the week, you have to call it. It goes to Cristiano Ronaldo for walking off the field. I was told by a reliable source that he did not, when it first happened, they were like, no, it wasn't that he refused to play. He walked off the field early because he wasn't getting subbed on, and the rhetoric has changed. Everybody is saying he refused to play. Cristiano Ronaldo, at a time when Man U was probably playing their toughest week of football, playing Tottenham and then going to play Chelsea, you walk off the field. This is your second time walking off the field. First you did in the preseason, I defended you. I can't defend you right now, Ronaldo. Bug of the week. I also have to give a bug of the week to Leeds and them fans. Dirty Leeds fans. Where was all of this love now for the American coach? Or the Dasha Bielsa, but tell them, I say, look, Bielsa is not the problem. The side was the problem. No, Jesse Marsh, blah, blah, blah. And as soon as Jesse Marsh come by USA, they just start losing every game. And you know what? Are good. That for up to the idiot side. With a bad mind, the big coach. Legendary coach. You got that's a legendary coach. Look at Manchester United. Or a legendary footballer with never dash him well. We say, look, Ronaldo. Go play with the under 21s and show them how to be professional until January. You can move up. Someone
You
nobody
better
comes
cut
someone
out the
disrespect the
bad
children. And also, my last bug of the week goes to FIFA. Now, fun and joke aside, club football finish around April, May, right? End of April, that's when club football finish. And then May, right around Memorial Weekend, that is when you have Champions League final, right? And the World Cup normally start June 21st, the first day of summer, that weekend. That gives teams at least 4 weeks. That gives players at least 4 weeks. If you're in the Champions League final, there's 2 teams, 4 weeks to recover. If you're up on the idiot side, when mid-table or don't get kicked out, you don't start preparing for the World Cup 2-3 months in advance. What is happening now? We have seen a rush of injuries. And I don't know which idiot sit down and say, let's move the World Cup to Christmas and let's start it 1 week after club football breaks. It's the dumbest idea ever. And this is why I said, prepare for a non-traditional team to win the World Cup this year. Because all the traditional teams and their big ballers are getting injured. Remember, I called it from 2 years ago. So maybe,
Argentina.
I'm
If
just about to say, maybe Argentina
Benton
can probably win the World Cup this year. I don't know. That's not
Benton
my
say, if not now, when Argentina?
but let's move on to our European football roundup. And the game of the week, Manchester United versus Chelsea. Come on, you are the Chelsea
The
fan.
game of the week.
Take
The
2 minutes.
game of the week.
Tell me a bigger game this week.
Man City. I just
Versus who?
no.
Man
No,
U,
no,
Chelsea,
no.
big game.
No, man. Man U, Chelsea. We expected a firecracker. What did we get? It fizzled. It was disappointing. I mean, like, yes, we were on our way to get the 3 points, yes, but I'm like, it was a boring game. It's like Potter is Jose Moreno 2.0. That's to me. And I cannot tell the last time I was able to tell somebody, say, some side play some rotted ball yesterday. I cannot remember the time I said, yo, Chelsea play some ball there, I cannot remember when that happened. We have players, good players. Chabala is growing into his game. But I just the injuries as well, we have injuries racking up. But I just don't see where Chelsea is elite like this season. And I'm not going to put it on the coach because he put out in best 11, right? I just don't think that Chelsea is good this season already. No. We may be lucky. All right then. No, me not say lucky. Me don't know how you want terms it because Inter say then another mark keep Lukaku, so Lukaku will come back. Then Newcastle want Pulisic. So maybe we're going to have a different face come, or a different look come January. But for now, Chelsea was just not ready. The stats were pretty much even across the board. Man U had more possession, passes were the same, pass accuracy, fouls were the same. I mean, the only thing we could say, yeah, I'm looking at the stats there, make up your face. Only thing is that Man U had 13 shots to Chelsea's six shots. It did not look that way. It did the stat. I mean, you can't cost the stat takers. It did not look that way. But if it was not that penalty, Chelsea would not have a sniff and goal for Man U. That's just how that's just reality. Was it a penalty? Yes. I could see it going the opposite way. I could see it going any the way. Where you pull the man for, where you talking for. It's crazy. You give you no, the thing is this. I always tell people you take away that power from the referee. You don't make the referee have to think because football, yes, we have VAR, but remember, VAR is not electronic, right? It's not automated. It is run by human beings. So you have the still have the guesswork into it. So when you give the referee that added thing to think about, like did he tug his shirt? Did he put his hand around him? Was his hand in his face? Those kind of things. But I don't want to say, but I think Manu was the better team on the day. And Manu right now in their own little funk, in their own little, they're winning games, but they're not at their true potential. And for them to really outplay Chelsea was a little bit disappointing for me. So I just think I personally was disappointed with this game.
All right, we'll last Mentor because I was going to let Mentor come in and hopefully talk some sense into what you just said, come on, because that is the most Goro come road I've ever heard you said. First you said, I don't know if this is Jose Mourinho 2.2. Then a minute later you said, I'm not going to blame the coach. Then you said, Inter said Lukaku. Then you said, no, but maybe we're going to change the face. Then you said, Newcastle want Pulisic. What is it? Come on. What is it? I mean, let me tell you something.
Beside disappointing, that is it. Bottom line, my side is disappointing. But why you never say because to the last time Chelsea played some Ratiba? Why you never say that so? It was disappointing.
Because
I feel like
Chelsea,
all you felt earlier in the season.
No. Chelsea won the Champions League without you saying we play some rotted ball. You have never made that statement in the last 3 years with the revolving door coach. So they are who they are, right? Now, you brought up the stats.
Luck and grit. Yes.
Cool. So put this on the look too. If Rashford could have been a simple, I don't even want to say a clinical striker. If Rashford knew how to finish a simple chance, you would not need Casemiro's header in the end to come back and draw the game. So I think it's a fair result. I don't like the penalty. And not because I'm a Man U fan. That penalty can be called probably 3 or 4 times. If a team have a corner, somebody is committing that foul in the box. So the referees, like you said, take the decision out of the referee's hands. Well, maybe we should take the decision out of the referee's hands to decide whether that's a foul or not. Give an indirect free kick if it's a foul. Because it's not a clear goal scoring chance. Just pull on a man in the box before the ball get to him. It's an indirect free. Whatever happened to the indirect free kick? Remember back in the day, if you have a handball in the box and the ball is not going towards goal, it's automatically an indirect free kick. You can't kick it, so it's not a penalty. You can't kick it straight to goal without somebody touching it. Maybe that will fix it.
They're taking away the indirect free kicks. If you look at all the rules now, it's like everything is a direct. The only thing you will do an indirect free kick is the back pass to the goalkeeper. Everything else, they're telling you direct. And I understand what you're saying. Like, it's just fouls are, and okay, a foul is a foul, regardless. But you have some soft ones and you have some hard fouls, but yes. Because 9 out of 10 times, the fouls that are called in the box, they allow them to play on the field of play, right? It is you allow it to play on, advantage, carry on, something on the field of play. But the box is a touchy little area. And up today, I just don't get some of the fouls. And as long as I have been refereeing, I still have to think a little bit longer, especially when it comes to the handball, especially when it comes to impeding an attacking player. Like the shirt tug. You can't tug the person's shirt. You like barely grab it, let it go, and then the person, their mind say, you know what, shit, she grabbed my shirt and drop. And it's a penalty. So it's just that some things are just crazy. And as I said, I think that foul could have gone either way. Either way for me would have been okay.
Yeah, I agree. But and to piggyback on what you're saying, I think it's a fair result. I really do. Both teams are close in the table. Both teams played. I'm not going to say cautious because if it's one thing about Man U, and not because I'm a Man U fan, They seem to have figured out the Ten Hag style of football. The pressing, the high press, getting the ball back quickly and moving the ball around. And you see Veron, and even though Veron now is a World Cup doubt, I don't know if it's officially been confirmed, but last I heard, he's probably going to miss the World Cup. So, I mean, it's I like what I've seen from Manu. I soon pull up the table. Chelsea is the least of Manu worries right now. Let's move on, right? Well, looking at EPL results, Tottenham lost to Newcastle, as Benton talked about, lost to Newcastle 2-1. Aston Villa, like you said, come on, beat the brakes off Brentford 4-0. Leeds United lost to Fulham 3-2. Crazy, crazy. Southampton and Arsenal drew 1-1. I think Arsenal is the biggest winner of the weekend. Wolves lost to Leicester 4-0. Chelsea Man U 1-1. Everton defeated Crystal Palace 3-0. Man City beat Brighton 3-1. And is this the shock of the weekend? Is this a shock of the year so far? Nottingham Forest defeating Liverpool 1-0.
Absolutely.
Any other surprises? Talk about Nottingham Forest and Liverpool.
You listen. Let me pull up the stats because it it was just one of those things where nobody expected. They have been so poor the entire season. They're bottom of the table. Even with
They
this win, they're
they
firmly
they
planted. Hmm?
they beat Nottingham Forest, right?
Who?
You said they. Let's clarify which one of they has been so poor. Nottingham Forest, right?
Everybody beat Nottingham because Nottingham Forest they are gullied. Even with the 3 points they grabbed from Liverpool, they are firmly at the bottom of the table. 9 points. They've scored 20. What is goal against? They were minus 15 goal difference. They've only scored 8 goals and 23 goals scored upon them. So they are firmly in 20th place. In the last 5 games, they've lost, lost, draw, and now they've won. So the stats, look at the stats. 15 to 10 shots, the shots on target, 7-7. That is to show you that Liverpool have a front problem. Possession, and we talk about it, possession don't win games. 76% pool to 20. So this is the perfect example of a smash and grab job. So, I just don't. This was one of the biggest shockers to me. Nobody had Nottingham beating Liverpool. Anybody had Nottingham I lie them I tell, because we never saw this thing coming, even without money, because we were saying that Salah, no finding farm. Him run up, him confidence is back. Liverpool is back. And now if you come lose to bottom, I want a back to them made back.
And but then just to because I have the current standings up, and Wolves. You said Nottingham Forest is firmly 20th. Wolves and Leeds are also on 9 points. The only thing is that Leeds have an extra game in hand. Wolves has actually scored less goals than Nottingham Forest, but they have also given up a little bit less. So if Nottingham Forest is as bad as we're talking about right now, and it's such a big shock that they beat Liverpool, what can we say about Wolves?
Wolves, but remember, Wolves is currently in turmoil. They don't have a permanent caretaker, right? So they have it's a temporary coach. Nobody that they've called them say and send a call to come coach them. So it's a team without an identity. They brought in Diego Costa at the last minute. So, I mean, they're saying that he's still not fit. You can see that he's a little bit labored. Like
Yeah.
today when they played, you could see. So it is not clicking for Wolves as yet versus Nottingham. They went out there and they spent millions of dollars. And them have your star boy who was the golden boy one time, Jesse Lingard. Yes, was a star boy a Man U. Stop it. So, Wolves always, every season, Wolves, have this thing where them struggle, them do well, them struggle, them do well. But for me, I just think that they are a team who they're teetering on the edge, they're having issues versus Nottingham Forest have their coach in place, their record signings. So they should actually be getting the result. So I expect them to go back down because nothing that I saw from them versus Liverpool shows you a side that can really, really compete. But it's still shocking that Liverpool lost to them. So
I
on
let the
some comments, so the Liverpool fans them accost me. Come on, go watch your side. So Dalton Stewart. Okay, Dalton.
oh
Then
yeah.
El Pizarro, eh?
Go ahead.
Then El Pizarro said, big bug Liverpool. They deserve that loss. And then he says Bailey has to get a baller. He was very good today. And Jason Frame is saying bugs of the week, Gabriel Jesus can't miss those chances, which is true. As the point man, Arsenal have to beat those teams or you keep adding pounds to the elephant. And he's talking about that meme with the elephant with Arsenal on it on that twig. But tell us, we're not going to broke and drop a ground, you know. And then El Pistolero says Lampard has to get a shout out. I agree. We don't when Everton and Lampard are doing poorly, we pile on him. They're in 11th place and they're climbing out of the bottom. At the table. Same thing with Leicester City. Did you see the thing where Vardy drank the Red Bull before he went on the pitch and he eventually scored? I mean, that was just like crazy. The Leicester is what show pony. So yes, I agree. Frank Lampard deserves a shout out.
And Deshaun Davis also said Bugs of the Week goes out to Chelsea and United. And I know that's not a spelling error. I like that. Listen. He said Bugs of the Week, and he spelled week, W-E-A-K. That is comedy gold, Deshaun. And the man also said 2 garbage teams, United being the better of the trash. But
I agree.
let's look to the top of the table. In the top 5, you have Arsenal sitting pretty even with the draw on 28 points. Manchester City hot on their heels with 26 points. On the difference in their records being City has 1 extra draw to Arsenal having 1 extra win over City. Tottenham, after a horrible week, is still sitting on 3rd place. I don't know how, at 23 points. Newcastle, welcome to the top 4, sitting there with 21 points. And Chelsea and Man U rounding out the top 6. Chelsea with 21, Man U with 20. And I think one of the surprises is Fulham having 18 points. Fulham is...
After we say Fulham, I go back down. Remember we said Fulham. But can we also touch on the point that this is the second game in a row where Arsenal's second half was poor? They weren't so lucky against Leeds, but they were lucky against Leeds, but they were not so lucky against Southampton. So it's the second game back to back that they've been poor in the second half, and I think Arteta needs to address that. The game is 90 minutes. You can't just play for 45.
So with the World Cup coming up really soon, right, in a couple of weeks, right? Is this break going to be a blessing for teams like Arsenal? Is this break going to be needed for teams like Leeds and Nottingham Forest to try to get their act together? What do you think?
I think I'm first somebody gonna World Cup. Anyways, it can be both. Because Arsenal, their players who are going to go to the World Cup, will they be injured? Remember, right. Arsenal bench is not so deep, it's not like some teams will have 2 A teams. Arsenal really, they don't have a real, big bench. So if Jesus goes out there and he gets injured, you know what I'm saying? When your star ballers go there. So I for me personally, I am a little bit worried about the World Cup because it's rough and tumble. You have a man like Pepe or Kicker, one of them baller, whatever, them injured out for 6 weeks before he's come back. So I just don't think a break right now, a long break right now in November is something that teams want. Yes, the December short break is good, but I don't know if a break to go play more games is what these teams want.
So let us know in the chat, people, what do you think? Do you think the World Cup is going to be a blessing to these teams? Or do you think the World Cup is going to be a further curse to some of these teams with what's going on? And let's just run through some of the other results in Europe. Over in the Syria, we had Lazio defeating Atalanta 2-0. Bologna defeating Lecce 2-0. Torino defeating Udinese 2-1. Inter defeating Fiorentina 4-3. AC Milan defeating Monza 4-1. Salernitana defeating Spezia 1-0, and Juventus beating the brakes off Empoli 4-0. And let's look at the Serie A standing real quick. Napoli is still in the lead with 27 points, but AC Milan, well, actually, they were leading Roma, right? How did the game end? Because when I took this down,
Napoli win, man.
so Napoli is now on 29 points. AC Milan is behind on 26. And we have Lazio, Atalanta, Roma, Udinese, and we have to go to 7 and 8 to call Inter and Juventus. The same question over here, real quick, come on. Will the World Cup be a blessing to teams like Inter and Juventus that seem to need a reset button?
No, I think play more games, keep everybody healthy, and score more goals and get your points. I just don't think a break where players are going to play more games is actually helping everybody. I mean, like I think advantage to the teams who really don't have a lot of players going to the World Cup. They can train, they can rest, they can get their minds right. But you're going now for win a trophy for your country. I just think it's just something that's additional on the player's body. So I don't know. I don't think it's a good thing.
Gotcha. So let's move over to, leave the Syria and goes to Cameroon favorite league, the La Liga.
Yeah.
Osasuna and Girona tied 1-1. Villarreal defeated Almeria 2-1. Atletico Madrid defeated Real Betis 2-1. Espanyol and Elche drew 2-2. Real Madrid drew with Sevilla 3-1. Mallorca defeated Valencia 2-1. Valladolid defeated Real Sociedad 1-0. Real Vallecano defeated Cadiz 5-1. And last time I checked, Barca was beating the brakes off on the idiot side. So, come on. La Liga.
4-0. 4-0. Cut
Game
it
ended
out.
4-0. So what is your result? What is your surprise? Or do you think Barcelona is going to make a run at it?
Make a run at where? Where they gonna make a run at?
The La Liga.
Look here now. You didn't watch the El Clasico?
Yes.
I run at what? The only thing I can say is that World Cup I could take off some of the Real Madrid man them off of them game, right? And Barcelona go rest enough for them. I don't know, but I don't know. Barcelona is going them might get knocked out of the Champions League. Me I tell you that from now. Me never ask the question. But no, I don't think Barcelona is strong enough to overpower Real Madrid for this title. I think this is Real Madrid's title to lose.
Fair enough. And let's go over to Bundesliga, probably one of the most boring leagues in football right now. Hertha Berlin defeated Schalke 2-1. Bochum defeated Union Berlin 2-1. Eintracht Frankfurt defeated Borussia Mönchengladbach 3-1. Augsburg tied with RB Leipzig 3-3 in Cameroon's favorite striker, Retribution Project. Bayer Leverkusen tied with Wolfsburg 2-2. Borussia Dortmund beat the brakes off Stuttgart 5-0. And Werder Bremen lost to Freiburg 2-0. And I'm missing some other scores here, but come on.
Inns and Cologne.
What do you think about Bayern Munich? Do you think Bayern Munich needs the World Cup reset?
No, I think Bayern Munich needs the injured players to get back fit and come back in a squad. I think they're missing the Canadian, so I just think, and then they have new player in money. So I think they just need to, continue. I don't think they're in trouble. Union Berlin, I think, lost today. And they're just leading by 1 point. It's just formality for Bayern for me. The real race is the relegation because Schalke is at the bottom of the table. They're not looking that good. They got relegated last season, no, season before, then play second Bundesliga and come back up now and having the same problem. Leverkusen is climbing out of the bottom part of the table. So Wolfsburg down there. So I think the race is actually more interesting in the relegation battle than up top because Bayern is going to grab it.
All right. So and let's look at games coming up this week. It's really, really small, but the Champions League plays this week, European football, as we prepare to welcome us Manchester United fans prepare to welcome the great Barcelona in the Europa League. Come on, is there a chance for Barcelona to make it to the second round?
Chance, oh, unless someone up the other team then withdraw out of a group. But no, absolutely not. They're going to Europa. They leave it too late. They just leave this too late. There's no way Victoria I go beat nobody for Barcelona and get an opportunity. So they left it too late. Them can go and go dominate Europa, man. I want to Arsenal away from them, Man U away from them. They'll be okay. They'll be in good company.
Not only that, so they'll also have to defeat Bayern Munich, right?
Are you for me? Right.
So
No,
that's the list.
absolutely not.
So we see the list of games coming up this week as we push it up against the clock. And we want to have a good yard ballers segment this week. But before we enter yard ballers, come on, I'm going to bring up this. I wanted to give the FIFA women's side bug of the week, but I don't feel like pissing off a whole set of people until 2023. So I'm beginning my blind. But what the hell, man? What kind of women's World Cup draw is this? What about bad mind Jamaican? So come on.
Brazil, the second World Cup in a row now. What I can say is that my yellow and green jersey will go for Brazil and Jamaica. Look for me in the stands.
I mean, last World Cup we drew Brazil and we also drew Italy, right? And I think Italy
Australia.
and Australia. Australia was a big side. Italy was a budding big side. Now we're gonna draw this year's version of Italy in France. Because to me, this year's France is very similar to Italy from the last World Cup. A team that is building their reputation. What?
The last couple of games France played, we saw where the backline was an issue, but I think France will work on that for the World Cup. Let me hope. Let me hope. People are saying that, but hey, the comments are just crazy. I like that the men are really, defending the women because men are saying the ball is round, anything possible. France are not strong. Somebody said France and Brazil are the same and Jamaica something. I don't know what I'm drinking over there from the Facebook comment section.
I
But
look them a look man, come on.
listen,
Come on, I look them a look man.
well, listen, I really think that we have a good go at it. Maybe we can beat somebody in the playoffs. We don't know who will come yet. Who will get either we're gonna have Chinese Tapia, whatever it name, Paraguay, New Guinea, or Panama. One of those sides. They're yet to play off to make it into the group.
And,
So
and,
I don't know.
and
I
I think that's a win.
I have faith. I have faith because I want to go. I don't want to be defeated before I get there. So I will be wearing my yellow and my green just in case I have to cheer for Brazil. But
But,
anyway,
look at the bright side. At least you can save some money. Because imagine if you were a Brazilian fan or a US fan or an England fan, you have to think, do I want to watch the first round games? Do I want to stay for the whole world? Do I want to watch second round game? Do I want to buy tickets early for the final? We not for about that as Jamaican. Just enjoy the
yeah.
first round game and go out of your yard.
Hey, look here now. And then I'm also glad to say we don't play USA or Canada because those tickets like they go like this. So we probably can get out if a Panama will draw Paraguay, I can get some cheap tickets to go to the game.
And I'm going to guarantee that we'll beat whichever team come in the playoff. And I'm also going to say this. This is my hope. Well, the schedule out already, I'm not even sure. But I am praying to God. And big up to all those who pray to whoever. I don't mean to offend anybody. But I am praying to my God that Jamaica play the playoff side first. I make France and Brazil play first. And then we enter the third game needing a win to make it to the second round. It make it exciting for watch the game. And we can say, yo, we have a chance. All we have to do is slip, trip, fall, and beat Brazil. I will make it to the second round. I will just hold a tree love.
Okay. 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 If you say so.
No, but honestly though, I am happy um, that we in the World Cup. And to be honest, people, I've always said this: Jamaica is probably another cycle away of good development, good infrastructure building, good, 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 real money flowing in, real development for the young girls. The girls that are out there that we are going to say, yo, Jamaica must make it to the second round. Come on, can buy our second round ticket. Let me tell you this. That player, that star player is probably 9 years old right now. That's just the reality. We're not going to slip, trip, fall, and make it to the second round in the World Cup. And let me just give you some perspective from my little four item. After America, Canada in CONCACAF, you have one big drop off to Jamaica. And we saw it when we played against US and Canada in the World Cup qualifiers. And we saw England beat up America. So let's use that as some form of perspective for all those who love football and is not watching the women's game and is sitting down hoping for Jamaica to make it to the second round. Now do it. But come on, real quick. Looking at the groups. Are you ready to pick your group of death yet? Are you ready to say? Because I'm going to say it, America is very fortunate with that draw.
Fortunate you call it. It rigged. When I'm going to go Vietnam, like really? Oh my gosh, man. I am just so disappointed in that group. I don't know. When I read this in a group of it, to be honest, I don't. Denmark,
I'm going to give it to Group
England,
G. I'll give it Group G's group of it.
Group G, Sweden, South Africa, Italy,
Argentina.
Honduras,
Oh,
or
Argentina.
Argentina.
Yeah.
You know what? I am giving it to H. Morocco, whatever, Colombia, Korea,
Korea.
and Germany.
Which Germany? All right. So if the Germany that played against England show up in the World Cup,
No, I just think between now and July, I think we're going to see teams shore up them players. I just think they're gonna shore up them squad. So I think whatever we see, people just gonna root out some players and bring them in. But watch the U20, and I saw some girls who really can play on the senior team. So between now and when the World Cup starts, I think those teams will have like big holes that they need to fix. We'll fix it.
all right. So that's the Women's World Cup, people, coming up next year in Australia. And right now we're going to turn it over to Yard Ballers. Come on, big segment. This is the award-winning segment. I'm going to go out and say it right now. So come on to the Yard Ballers report. What's going on, Mama?
Hey, so the JPL starts today. That's the Jamaica Premier League starts today. And as of right now, Falkland, who's a newly promoted team, is beating the topper, the newly installed topper, who by everybody and their mama, Mount Pleasant. The fans are upset. El Pistolero, we talked about this. We said, now care how much players you buy, that don't mean say your team will be good. Hopefully Falkland can pull off the upset. Anyways, so Manning Cup is good. Mona is the team to beat. They're unbeaten in the first round. So the second round games coming up in Manning Cup. Tivoli versus Mona. Campion versus Charlie Smith. Ellis Selassie versus Excelsior. Johnson Grant versus St. George's College. Ozzy Marty versus KC. Norman Manley versus JC, which I think is a good game. Jager versus Stats. And Woolmers versus St. Catherine. I want to ask a question. Why is St. Mary's College playing Manning Cup? Them need to go in and one look at something where it's like a tier. Everybody beat them. 9, 12, 15, 0. Those are basketball scores. Come on, man. Anyway, so second round knockout for D Cup. York Castle versus Seaforth. Mannings versus Charlie Mont. Garvey Maceya versus the Quartet. Brownstown versus Dintill. Clarendon College versus St. Mary Tech. Stex versus Homewood, Frome versus Titchfield, William Knibb versus Petersfield, Rusty's versus Belair, McGrath versus Edwin Allen, Manchester versus BB Coke, and Glenmore versus Tacky. I'm going to see my side, but anyways. So today we had some Jamaican scoring. Bobby Dexter Daps scored a goal in a 3-2 win over Leeds. He plays for Fulham. We said Leon Bailey scored a goal and had an assist in a 4-0 drubbing off Brentford. Shamar Nicholson had a brace today in a 5-0 beating up on Liquorside. Bonnie Shaw had a brace for City. Bonnie Shaw is on fire. Shania Hales, the reggae girl, she scored for Bristol City. She now has 5 goals in 6 games. Malik Foster and Sacramento FC beat Nico Brett and Romario Williams of New Mexico 2-0 to advance in the USL playoffs. Tampa Bay Rowdies beat Speedy Williams and Miami FC 3-1, so Tampa Bay moves on. And Janai Flemings of Portmore United and Alan Atty, long time in the year, Alan Atty name, of Montego Bay FC scored, and the game tie 1-1. Mount Pleasant versus Falcon, Mr. As it's going on right now. We have Umberlion versus Dumberholden, Waterhouse versus Malines. Don't have the scores for those, but those are going on now. So, that's my local ballers. Round up.
Big up, come on for the award-winning Yard Ballers report. And people, Benton, like him phone still dead, but like I said, Benton is en route. Hopefully, Little One had a great game, because you don't know, we can't have ball chat without talking about the youths, and the youths who played football. So big up the youths who played football. And hopefully Benton, youth, as big striker. Come on, so Benton think of a midfielder, right?
I know business house football.
I mean, no. I am the business house legend.
Benton for the community baller.
Benton a six-a-side scrimmage baller.
Well, on the big field or half field.
Mr. Six-a-side scrimmage baller.
Small goal, big goal.
2 cinder block.
I open Benton come next week. You say it with a chest.
I'm afraid to say it. Oh, people, that's our Ballchat podcast for this week. You don't know, so you can follow us on Instagram at Ballchat Podcast. Follow us on Twitter at Ballchat1, Facebook at Ballchat. Email us at ballchatpodcast@gmail.com. And even change this flyer, because we're not on that network anymore, because they bought me out, but it's all right. So come on, I ain't that enough.
Bye.